Flashy news. Only on ParanoidRadio.com, bringing you Flashy Fridays.
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Paranoid. Tell me, boy.
All right, kids, testicles, 1, 2, testicles. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the humble host, Trebles Garcia, and this is a Flashy Friday special series episode with two amazing special guests. As a matter of fact, I'm about to drop the hammer of the gods fresh off the press and jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Before anything, King Kong ain't got shit on this. The perversion of our government gets amplified on the backs of enslaved souls that are only interested in the next iPhone and the next fruity zebra flavored fuckery sold to us by these lizard fucks at our capitals. A worldwide echo has reverberated and shaken the dead skin off the reptilian assholes. The shot of the century has been taken, and it has damaged every single demonic agenda across all realms on this planet. With a single stroke of the mighty pen, my president, Donald J. Trump, was able to set back the plans of a worldwide domination that what I like to call the most important executive order in human history. Welcome to Devolution 2. And joining me today in this amazing sequel to our first trifecta of collaborations is a founder of a prestige media company called Rogue1Media, a patriot, a mentor, and a personal friend, JB from Rogue1Media.com. And alongside of him, we got a trendsetter, a business owner, father, patriot, and deep state correspondent, Flashy_News 1 on Instagram. Welcome, guys.
Yo. Yeah, guys. Let's get it. Back in action.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, JB, please let them know where they can find you and let them know what you're about, bro.
Yeah, JB from Rogue1Media. Just started a media company in 2022. Videography, started doing some social media content for some people businesses, small businesses, and then just took a little time, but after about 6 months, started getting some accounts, and now it's starting to take off and getting some high profile action. So definitely moving in the right direction. And then on the other side, I do the conspiracy stuff on the Renegade Family of Light Instagram page. You can find me, and Trebles will put the link at the end of the show, but that's where all the conspiracy stuff does, and since before the election and all that stuff. So I've been around the block a few times.
Absolutely, you've been here, and you also mentored, and you have been since the beginning of the show, been collaborating since season 1. So a lot of people might know you also, and you also do the Galactic Report on our show once a month, which is also overdue because we need it for the next show.
Well, it's going to be today. Sure check them out. Today's going to be the Galactic Report.
Yeah, for real.
Make sure you check them out at Rogue1Media, Rogue1Media.com. Now, Flash, let them know what's up with you, dog. You've been here for a while too.
Yeah, man. Glad to be back, bro. Good to see you guys. I'm over at Instagram, Flashy_News 1. And if you like the logo, check out my man JB over at Rogue1. Did me right. Nice. And you guys know what I'm about. I'm about exposing the deep state every chance we get, every day, every 90 seconds at a time, baby. Let's go.
That is right. Now, guys, we're going to jump right in. We have a minimal time, but we have a lot of information to put out, and you guys send me your points. And I want to make sure you guys take over the stage and make sure you guys shine. I want you guys to rant. I want you guys to bring this information. On Devolution 2, we spoke about how Donald Trump has allegedly and also proven that he has a secret military continuity plan after he was taken out of office illegally. And then he is still the president today under some, military actions. And which is why there's a lot of proof also in video confirmation that Joe Biden is not the sitting president. He's acting president. And the military knows this. And the military is still today under Donald Trump's power. Now, JB from Rogue1Media sent me his first 2 points, and I want you to get it out of your chest, dog. The Miller and the Pence speech. Give us some details on that, please, JB.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, what does that speech? If anybody doesn't know what the Miller, Chris Miller, acting Secretary of Defense, just was appointed as the acting Secretary of Defense, and he given a press conference. And in that press conference, he goes into this speech where he thanks Pence for his leadership, his character, his unwavering hand, and the most complex military operation this country has ever seen, that he has been guiding and working with Chris Miller on. And this is right after the election, and all the chess moves that Trump was making, that the media was flipping out about. Ezra Cohen Watnick, Kash Patel, Chris Miller, all these guys were being appointed into these major positions like a month before he's supposed to be leaving office, which is which was the first clear sign of devolution right there. That was your first proof right there. Now, Chris Miller, he's a patriot. He's trusted. He is the right guy for the job. So that's a guy I trust. And but the thing is, he says these things these appreciation for Pence. And at first it was like everybody was saying, oh, this is because now all the arrests are going to happen, and Pence and Miller are this is the Pence card where he's actually going to show his card, because everybody was still kind of hoping Pence was actually the right guy. Like it was still like, is he playing deep state, and now he's going to he's going to show his move, and it's going to it's all going to fall on them. So we were hoping that was the case. And then of course January 6th comes and goes, and Pence betrays the country. And Pence is a lifelong deep stater. Like he's a pedophile. He's the scum of the scum. He is a deep stater through and through. Blood. There's nothing that's fake or nothing that's like white hat about him that he's working with us. Copping a deal is, everybody has the opportunity to cop deals. So those things are always in play, no matter how bad you are, because they'll take what you could do for them to help the country. But at that moment, like now, with three plus years later, and none of that stuff basically came to pass as far as him being the right guy. But that speech still stands. And if you comb the internet, and I'm hoping Flash could add something to this. But there's speculations and there's theories on this, but there's really nothing that's concrete. And if you go to Patel Patriot's page, I combed his page, because if you want to know anything about devolution, just go to Patel Patriot, and he's got just boom upon boom, like stacks and stacks and stacks of really good connecting dots, like factual
research.
He does not post anything that's theoretical. I mean, he gives his opinion, but it's all factual based information, and it's just really deep and really complex and really real. And it just really paints the picture of what devolution really is and how it has formulated throughout. And he's constantly updating it. So could I find anything on the, there's a lot of articles in there, but I did a deep dive search, and there was nothing that was really explaining why Miller made this speech. Do you have anything to say about this, Flash? Have you found anything?
I've thought about this, and I haven't really found anything, but from what I can tell, right? So like you said, Pence is a deep stater, obviously, right? But that doesn't mean, why would Trump pick him as his VP, right? So obviously they had something on Pence to make them confident that he would be in their pocket, right? So now
Trump picked a lot of guys in his cabinet that betrayed him. So I don't think he knew how deep the deep state was at that time.
For sure.
That's my opinion.
But I'm going back to the speech, right? For Chris Miller to say that. So I'm trying to connect those things, right? So it's not so far-fetched to say that Mike Pence was involved with something because of that speech, right? So now, by Mike Pence not doing what he did on January 6th, it actually forced the deep state to change the law so that the vice president can actually never do what Trump asked Pence to do. So now when Trump gains power again, Kamala Harris won't be able to send the votes back to the legislator. So I'm trying to look at this as a 40,000 foot view. Like, I don't know, but why would Trump put them in a position to where first he was proven right, because obviously Pence did have that constitutional right to send the votes back to the legislator. He had that right. If he didn't have it, they wouldn't have to change the law to make the vice president not have that power. Right. So I'm thinking that,
and that law was passed, right?
Right. Yeah, it's passed. It's a law now. So now Kamala Harris in 2024, if it even gets to an election and whatever, she won't have the power to do what Pence should have done. That kind of handcuffs them, right? In that sense, they're going to have to go by the electoral count. They're not going to be able to send it back to the legislators. Even if they do, I think we have more red legislators than blue, and we would win it that way anyway. But anyway, so yeah, and that whole speech fucked me up, because I'm like, okay, well, we obviously know Pence didn't do what he was supposed to do that day, but knowing what Chris Miller also said, the most complex military operations this country has ever seen. That's a big fucking statement.
That's a big statement.
That's and what Chris Miller was specialized in was psyops. He was in special forces. Okay, he was a fucking go-getter guerrilla. Like, this dude has been in all kinds of shit. Okay, so for Trump to put him in that position, and now when Trump did that, like you said, he had already lost the election. So he didn't give a fuck about optics. He didn't give a fuck about what people were going to say. He was trying to get people in place for certain reasons. And then you go back to the executive orders. So, you know what I mean? So we're taking these theories, you know, we can talk about the theories, but it's all cemented in his executive orders. So that's really what we have to let lead us to believe, you know, whatever we want to believe.
How do we not pay attention to that speech, because it's such a profound and impactful speech? It's like, where does Miller stand? You could look at the theory of Miller is basically telling Pence, like, we've been basically running the most complex military operation this country's ever seen, and you have been a big part of it.
Exactly,
but not the part that you think you are. We've been letting you do what you do, and you've been a big major piece of this operation. And I want to thank you for being a piece of this operation, because you have helped us in a tremendous way. So that it could be the sleight of hand. That's the only thing I could be saying. But then he throws in stuff that he's like, you know, as a mentor to me. Yeah. So there's like a lot of like.
And he got emotional too. He got emotional. He really meant what he said. So
it's something that's not being talked about, that needs to be really dug into more. And I there's not much out there on it, and it's really bugging me. And it's been bugging me for 3-4 years now.
You know what? I'm gonna check. You know, there's another guy who does Devolutions, that the Derek Johnson guy with the cowboy hat. Yeah, he was really the first one to find all this shit out, and then Patel kind of took it and then made it.
Those two are the top two dogs on Devolution.
I wonder if he has anything to say about it. I know he has a Rumble. I know he has a True Social.
That's a good point. I didn't look into his views on that, so that's something we should look into.
Because that's a big question mark, bro. You know, and
nobody has the answer.
No, not at all, right? So, I mean, so we can theorize, right? And then we can see what we've seen. But then again, how many times have optics have been one thing and then a completely thing was
constantly. It's constant.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So we're part of the psyop too, as much
the
as
double speak, everything.
Of it, you know what I mean? Like, everything's a calm at this point. You know what I mean? Like we don't know, what our asses from our elbows, really. You know what I mean?
True.
So that's why we have to go back to executive orders, go back to what's concrete, go back to what we can prove, and then from there we can build our theories that are actually rooted in some kind of factual evidence that we can also turn to. You know what I mean? So I think that's what our advantage is in this movement. When people outside hate and oh my God, Q, trust the plan, like they have no idea the complexities of this whole thing. You know what I mean? And like a lot of us don't even, and it was interesting that Palladian thing that I sent you said that everyone gets everyone gets different things from the QPOs based on their consciousness level at the time. You know what I mean? So you can really read it as to what it is, which it is. It's a map of the deep state. It's all that. But then you start getting into ascension, and then you start getting into the spiritual realm, and then you start to talk about God. You know what I mean? So and then like once you kind of read it with that kind of intent, it kind of opens up this whole other world, which you specialize
dark to light. Yes.
Right. It's dark to light. All those kind of references, which had the Galactic Federation plays heavily into that. There was the Israeli space chief, the ex-Israeli space chief, said that the fucking Galactic Federation was in touch with Donald Trump. The guy's 89 years old. The fuck he's got to do lying now for? He's trying to get it off his chest. You know what I mean? He's not trying to sell a book. He's gonna die in 2 years. You know what I mean? Like this is a dying
when you're on your deathbed, when you're at the end of your road, that's when the confessions come out. That's when guys that have been whistleblowers are at the end, because they just want to get it out and off their chest to the people that have been holding it in for so long. That's when you get the truth when they're on the end. So those are the things you got to put weight into. So
absolutely,
so, and it absolutely all ties in, and then it even ties in geopolitically what we're seeing too now. All these coups going on in Africa. That's devolution right now in Africa. You know what I mean? And that is absolutely a part of it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
That is an absolute.
Our founding fathers had a lot more in common with Putin than they do with Biden. I'll tell you that right now. The way he's handling his people and putting his people first, and he's got a Christian Judeo value.
Biden, he's the enemy.
That's what all this shit was about, bro. And we've gotten so far away from that. So now we're seeing that change. So I think that all that has to happen first, and then the pressure is going to be on the West. You know, like if we're gonna lose our influence in Africa and shit, that's a lot of power. All that lithium, uranium, all that shit. That shit was
The pipe,
all those resources,
the gas
yeah.
pipe,
all
yeah.
that, bro. Like, you know,
Mhm.
that's gonna cripple the deep state, bro. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's why Putin's doing it. You know,
The
he's
entire
fucking
the entire Western world would burn, which pushes me to the next
100%.
point that JB brought on. The
Yes.
burning part. How is Maui connected to the devolution theory or devolution? Because it's
Well,
not even a theory anymore.
Check it out. So
Yeah.
I'll kick this off with something that I just discovered on the Galactic Federation side, where now it has been confirmed that the Maui incident was a deep state attack with a direct energy weapon, and for all the reasons that we know about, which is
110%.
the land grab and the indigenous people, and you know all that stuff was. But there's another layer to this. So all that stuff is definitely been confirmed as part, and it came from America. The attack came from America on its own soil. And now what we're getting on the galactic side is that this particular area is one of the most strongest positive energy frequency zones in the world, where
Ley lines.
there's like portals and stuff exist in this location. So now there's another side to this, where now the deep state, they want the land grab, and they want this because there's a lot of energy and power in this location, but it's also to reverse the positive energy coming from that. So they performed a mass ritual sacrifice, blood ritual sacrifice, by wiping out all those people, causing such severe pain, suffering, and tragedy that they actually reverse the positive energy and that neutralize and turn it into negative. I don't know if it's turning negative, but that was the intent. That's the layer.
Why they sent the children home. That's why they sent the children home from school.
Yeah, dude.
And there's still 2,100 kids missing unaccounted from their fucking school district.
Massive ritual. Massive ritual. Blood sacrifice ritual. All the evil stuff that you can imagine was unintentionally done to get rid of that positive. Because you got to realize too, like the ascension of part of this is because everybody in the awakening, it's raising the vibration and frequency of the planet. So the more the planet raises in positive frequency vibration, the stronger it gets, and the less power they have, and that's how they get pushed out. But now they're trying to reverse it by lowering that. That's why the news feeds are the fear point, because they need us in that heavy morbid state to keep the energy down. This was one of those
mass shootings are about. The mass shootings are about
the
that
mass
too,
shootings,
all that stuff. Exactly.
A lot of
it freaks us out.
Ladies, guys, a lot of the rituals that have happened in the past, they have some type of frequency attached to them, and they have to be some ritualistic, satanic rituals that are happening, every single one of them, and they happen specifically, like you said, in specific areas where the energy gets amplified. Not like what you said. Once they are cohesive, when they are collected, and even white rituals are happening where people are reading. You know, these Hawaiians are really, really ritualistic. They do dances. They speak to their gods. They're still connected with nature. All of that's positivity. And what you said connects exactly what I've been speaking about, Aleister Crowley. And I'm not trying to mention him again because I'm glorifying him or anything, but he's the father of modern day cultic behavior. And this, to me, like what you just said right now, connects the dots perfectly. Wow, that is amazing, JB. Wow,
sick
bro.
bomb, right? That was like boom, yeah. So, but now I realize too that there's an element of allowing this to happen, and it not allowing suffering. Obviously, the deep state won that battle. Like they won that battle. They destroyed the Maui. They launched a direct energy weapon that was not able to be intercepted, and they have a cloaking device. They have a stealth device that they can't be detected. And then they still have power. It's still a battle, and they won that battle. It's not something that they just let happen. But at the same time, you're talking about the indigenous people and the tribes and the positive energy that's there. This is all for the cleansing and for the grand shift that's going to take place. It's something that has to happen.
I was more pushing towards the theory of the direct energy weapon being privately owned by a corporation or a military contractor, like Boeing, for example.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there. And I was thinking, in order to push on the climate agenda, again, through the thin layer of it, before you jumped into this amazing bomb that you just dropped, I was thinking that they was all pushing, not only to push a global agenda on climate change, but also move in the satanic worshippers into this area. This is why
Yes.
Oprah and all these people have these blue houses on the island.
Yeah.
Because you get what
It
I'm
checks
saying?
all those
Because they want-
boxes.
And it checks the boxes of what you said about having black rituals done in this specific area of the world that has a power magnetic field on it, a magnetic pulse like a heart. Because if they move in this satanic people, now they control this shit and they amplify their energy tool across the fucking world, across the Pacific Ocean. This is amazing, dog. It just connects
Strategic.
everything.
Yeah. Very
But I
strategic.
don't think it was U.S. military. It had to be private owned,
No,
private
100%.
contractor. do it.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, all right, let's talk about devolution then, because devolution is the military is taking over, but you still have the dark military, and the dark military. These are private corporations, and they're outside the bounds of all Congress. They run their own show. They don't answer to nobody. They are the dark military. That's the secret space program. So those, the energy weapons are coming from the corporations that fund these military
lobbyists, globalists.
That's the dark military. So yeah, it's not the white hat military, but yeah, there's another faction of military.
We're out of war, bro. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the spiritual war is quite literally becoming physical. You know, like everything we just
it always will. Yes,
will come into the physical. You know, and that just means we're getting towards the end game of all this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All rising to the surface. People are waking up faster than they can be convinced of a lie. Like all their shit is running out. Like all their psyops. You know, that mass shooting with the racially motivated mass shooting that was in and out of the news in fucking 2 days. You know what I mean? Normally that would have been playing for fucking weeks, and people would have been, monuments and all this shit. Like people ain't playing. Like, the black community,
Flash. Whoa, okay, let me jump into that one. Talking about monumental and ritual effects and ritualistic behavior. The fucking mugshot that has vibrated through fucking everybody's social media sites.
Shot heard around the world, bro. It was, like that Q post makes so much sense now, bro. The shot heard around the world.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it.
Mug shot heard around the world, and then it caused mass population, but also mass pop culture awakening.
Yes.
You got fucking rappers getting tattoos of Donald Trump on their fucking shit, bro.
You can't stop this train now. No way, man.
He pardoned a lot of rappers, bro. No. People
they love him. They love him.
Kodak Black. He got back ASAP Rocky from Sweden, like that. Nobody even talks about that. He got arrested over there. Got him back. He played the long game because now he's calling in that favor. Yeah. Kodak Black just came out with a song about him. This other guy got a fucking top of the iTunes charts, a song about Trump. Yeah. Bro, this is the monumental shift that we've all been waiting for. That's why we say it had to be this way. What other way could it have been?
And it's an amazing marketing scheme, dog. This motherfucker,
genius,
dog.
Bro, you
fucking Democrats want to wear him to prove a fact that he's a criminal, right? Again, quotation marks. And then the fucking Patriots want to wear him because he's a fucking king.
That just proves how far ahead we are in the information game right now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they can't buy fast enough, and that's really what it comes down to. And they don't know new tricks. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same psyops. It's the same mass shootings. It's the same fucking fake news.
So they're easy to predict their moves. Their moves are easy to predict. So you could trap them, put a move out there, knowing how they're going to respond to it, and then just put them in spot where it's now going to blow up in their face, and it always does. And then the
white energy behind it. You said something about ritualistic behavior. Again, the ritual behind it. It was a fucking ritual. There's number games. There's people jumping into this and connecting gematria with the numbers of the time and the letters that he dropped right after the mugshot and the time of the mugshot that was released. And they're fucking again. You don't believe in gematria, but gematria, everything's numbers. I believe in simulation theory. And when the numbers come in, they fucking put out Patriots get ready, the end. Like there's words, key words. It's fucking amazing.
No, it's real. It's sacred geometry. It's the universe. The universe is built on sacred geometry. So they use
all about that, bro. Like people forget who his uncle was. Fucking John Trump was the fucking brilliant fucking MIT scientist who took over Nikola Tesla's fucking information working with the FBI. He was the longest tenured MIT scientist in the history of MIT. That's what fucking and that's
go back one more time.
He's got Tesla's. He's got all of Tesla's plans. So it's like Tesla handed the ball to John Trump, who's uncles of Donald Trump. It's in the family.
Looking Glass, bro. That's Looking Glass.
I was just gonna say, have you done an episode on Looking Glass?
With you, you've mentioned Looking Glass a couple of episodes ago with you in a collaboration.
Looking Glass. I mean, that's what it is.
Galactic Report.
They're seeing all the moves that are in the future, and the deep state. And there is a post about Looking Glass where one of the major developers of Looking Glass said that the deep state at some point they realized every move they made was going to end in the same result of the Great Awakening and them not winning, and they couldn't figure out how to change it, and they tried everything under the sun to feed it information to say what would be this scenario, what would be that scenario, and every single time it came to the same conclusion: the Great Awakening. Everybody mass shifts, and they lose. So that's where we're at. It's just it's like the chess moves just play themselves now, but it's still a game, and we still have to deal with going through it. And there's going to be some dark. They're going to give us the kitchen sink, just like that energy weapon. Like that was a major play on their part because they're going to do whatever they can to disrupt the plan and make things chaotic and painful for us.
That's it. All they have left is kicking over the scoreboard. Kicking over the board. Just like,
and then you COVID strain called BS 427.
Kiss my ass.
If anybody follows that, see, here's the thing. Like, and what's his name? Forbidden Knowledge. What's his name from Forbidden, the black guy? He's great. Yeah. So like he's basically saying, like if. Cars. If we obey any of the rules that they put in place for this next variant, then it's like we get what we deserve because like we've already been through this. So if we're gonna obey and follow what they tell us, then we're the suckers. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we've got to rebel against all of it.
Will survive. That's it.
You have to disobey.
It's gonna be natural selection.
Forget your job, like who cares about your job? Forget all of that. You've got to stand strong and stand with truth. Stand by your truth. Don't cave in out of fear. We cannot live in fear. We have to stand strong in the face of fear. That's how we as a collective people save ourselves.
Yes.
And that's why they spend so much time trying to disconnect us from the divine connection that we all have. And American patriotism is rooted in rebellion, not slavery.
Yes.
That's what scares the fucking shit out of these people, that we have to remember who we are, who our founding fathers are, where this country was and how it got here. And look at all the people that lifted up on the way. No other system around the world has lifted more people out of slavery or out of poverty than America. That's just a fucking fact. So I don't
worldwide.
And the only reason why all these countries have socialistic fucking medication because we pay for it. That's why we pay so much for our medication so that they can have free medication. So it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like everybody.
You don't see anybody risking their lives getting on boats to go to other countries. People risk their lives to get to this country. Yeah. They travel, they walk, they swim just to get here and have an opportunity to work as a dishwasher somewhere because that's going to help build them the opportunity to build their family. This is the only place. But now we are the enemy of the world because of the deep state that runs us. So, you look at us in two different ways, but they have to go down. So it's like when Stalin or Hitler had to go down, the German people knew that they loved their country of Germany, but they knew that this dictator had to come down. So that's how we are. We are now the Nazis of the world.
This is probably the biggest mental attack on human fucking history. I was just talking to my coworkers here earlier on, and I was telling them that if you could fucking smell the particles of a fucking fart through the diaper face that you're fucking wearing right now, what makes you think that the fucking particles of COVID-19 2023, some bullshit ass 427 you want to call it, it's not gonna get through your fucking pores, on your skin, on your eyes, through your nose, and if you're smelling a fart, bro. So I mean, look, it sounds redundant for people to fucking say, "Hey, dude, to protect my mom's health because she's diabetic," or et cetera, et cetera. You're a fucking idiot. That's what you are. I'm sorry to say that shit for the
if you didn't die, if you didn't die the first time, you're not gonna fucking die this time. All right, you got
people that are intelligent or just as brainwashed. It's not a smart thing. It's a program thing that's irreversible.
It's nocebo effect. When people there's people. There's people fucking taking placebo with placebo effect. And this is real. Guys, this is old school shit. This is the top of the fucking iceberg on a huge conspiracy world, on the fucking truthers. You look up placebo, it's a sugar pill that cures all types of diseases because your body is divine and is designed to cure itself. Everything is within you, and you are the universe experiencing yourself. When you're coming to combat me, dog, and you're gonna fucking say, I'm gonna get sick, you're already fucking sick. You're spell casting the fucking words out to somebody else when they're gonna get sick, and you tell them, if you don't cover your face, you're gonna get sick. The person starts starts believing it. Your body does not know joke from reality. Your body reacts out to from vibration and frequencies that you put out with your fucking mouth. Put out right and positive frequencies with your fucking mouth. Never speak negative about yourself or anybody else. Love your neighbor, love yourself, and walk a righteous path, and always be a fucking rebel. Woo! That's
That's the answer. I mean, rewind that 10 times and listen to that 10 times or 100 times, because you just gave the answer, dude. The answer to all of it. You know, can't even comment on that. That's how perfect it was.
There's so much power and positivity, bro, and that's why I don't really have time for the doomers anymore, bro. You know, because it's like, when has the media actually gave us an honest portrayal of what's really going on? So of course the media is going to tell us that Trump can't win. That's the psyop. The psyop is Trump can't win.
That's their job.
Because they're going to try to get him. They're not going to take him off the ballot. They can't do any of that shit. Just like he was a Russian spy and all this. It's the same psyop for the last 7 years. So it's like, for the people on our side that just can't see it yet, it's like, what? Like the man is not dead yet, and he's not in jail. Those two things right there show you that something else is going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, we have. I want to shout out Tank on this one, because Big Tank is a complete normie. On that episode last night on Bill Gates, it's called Kill Gates, because I couldn't put his name or I was going to get dinged. He fucking admitted that he will not follow. He's a normie. This guy's a hardcore normie, that if they knock on your door, until the problem's knocking on your door, you won't react or do anything about it. This motherfucker straight out said, I will not comply. And I'm done with the bullshit. And this guy's a normie. Bro, I'm like, look, it made me happy, because I finally got to him. And this is big. JB, you know this. This motherfucker will never fold. He doesn't care. He's a fucking Debbie Downer. He will never become a conspiracy theorist. And now he's talking a lot like a conspiracy theorist. On top of that, the guy is admitting that this is bullshit. Like, you're admitting it. And the people like you, the people that think like you, live like you, that are with you, like family members, etc., will fucking hear you and say, you know what, we're gonna take a second look. Monkey see, monkey do. And then, you know, there's people in the comment section. There's people in the comment section right now. We fucking post things on Instagram. We're having these people fucking comment. We have a lot of negative fucking Democrats fucking commenting. And then did one thing. I don't like to respond to the negative comments. I only vibe off the people that are saying positive things. For example,
I always respond to the negatives. Go ahead.
There was a fellow patriot lady. She was like, "Oh, you don't know shit." I was like, you know what? Don't waste your time talking to a fucking idiot.
That is
Resonate with the lions, and then watch them all fucking trickle backwards. And the people that are saying it the most are even them. So the point is here not to become famous or anything. The point is to reverberate, fucking resonate with the people at your frequency. Do not come down to their fucking level, because that's what you want you to do. And then they're gonna get my shit dinked.
Right, dude, you nailed it. You nailed it. But one thing on Tank, real quick. Now, listen, Tank, what you said, all those things, that's great. But one thing about Tank is he is a rebel in and of himself. So it's like he does go against. In other words, he'll stand by his mind, his opinions. He'll stand, and he won't budge. Right. But I'm not exactly surprised that the Tank finally came around, because there's some people that are never coming around. Like they're going the rest of their life, and they'll never be able, like, they'll see Jesus walk on water and they still won't believe that Trump is a good guy. Yeah, and
for 30 pieces of silver, dog. That's so
real, bro.
You have to accept that. But Tank was able to do it, and I think he had it in him to because he's been with you, and you've been at some point in time. The information that you keep programming him with is the positive, the truth, and eventually it's going to seep in because he's around you enough times. So that's what I got to say about that.
And he's a smart kid. You can tell that he has sense to him. You know what I mean? So like, anybody that has a little bit of sense and has a little bit of balls, because that's really what's coming.
You gotta have some balls,
yes. That's, you know what I mean. Like, I could put it a different way, but that's really what it is. You know what I mean? And that's why Trump has fucking 2 giant elephant balls.
I was about to say that.
Steel balls. He really does, bro, and he always had it. And if you look at that throughout his whole life, that's why he is who he is. You know, we need an alpha male in there, not a fucking little bitch boy puppet that we have now. You know, and
ladies,
but how many people has Biden woken up though? Do you know what I'm saying? In these past 3 years,
he helped. He was part of the tool.
The
He was
whole black community is turning
Yeah.
against him. They're all noticing that he's the racist, that the whole
Yeah.
Democrat Party is a fucking racist, that they always been the racist, that they're the party of slavery, that the Republicans weren't, that they fucking voted no on all the civil rights movements, the Republican didn't. All the fucking lies,
Yes.
all that shit is coming out now, bro. So, it's all right into the
The Latino community, forget about it.
Leg dog, we're all
we've been
over.
coming out, bro. We've been coming out for sure, bro. Like that
Latinos, man. See, the thing is though, like Latinos and black people, they come from the streets and they come from places of being oppressed and being, so they're always suspicious of authority and they're suspicious of government
Paranoid.
to begin with. So how hard could it be to really show them? They've just been blind by the paychecks they were getting, the handouts they were getting. So they were letting themselves be blind because they were getting the handouts. But then eventually, the street guys are like, listen, man, I've been around the block. Like, you're not going to play this game with me. I know, like, the rappers and all that. They know what a hustle is, and they could see what this hustle, because it's now right in front view for them to see. So that's why all the rappers have now they realize what's up. Ice Cube and the rest of them, they know what the real gangster is.
Exactly, bro. And the mugshot did it, bro. That was the stamp.
The
and he said one more indictment and what? And I'm gonna win in 2024. And then they hit him with that. They hit him with the mugshot, and now he's gonna skyrocket.
Game over,
dude. He became an OG with them. He's one of us. He's a freaking he's a convict now.
Guys, I want to make sure that people know where to find you guys one more time. This is Devolution 2 with JB from Rogue1Media. Hit him one time, bro.
JB Rogue1Media on Instagram, and then you could also find me on Instagram for this topic stuff at Renegade Family of Light.
That is right. That is right. And Flash_News1. This is a Flashy Friday series. Let them know, Flash.
Yeah, man. I'm over on Instagram, Flashy_News1, and on True Social too, Flashy_Truths. Holla at your boy, man. Let's get it.
We gotta get up to 10,000 after you break that threshold. Get 10,000 after that. We fucking push it to 12 and 11. I mean 12 and 17 and 22.
I'm no non-followers are seeing my shit. It's only followers, bro. So they got me shouted.
That last couple of hundred is like, just climbing to get there.
Yeah.
Like I lose 3, gain 5, lose 3. It's weird.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all part of their fucking game, and unfortunately, we have to be on those platforms if we want to get to these people and obviously, connect. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paranoid Radio Podcast with 2 fucking legendary members of the truth movement. JB from Rogue1Media. Check them out at Rogue1Media.com, and also Flash_News1. Flash for Flashy_News1. Oh no, the Flashy series here. Flashy Friday series here on Paranoid Radio Podcast. I am Trebles Garcia. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are my fucking brothers, for donating this time to the show, and most importantly, to sharing your wisdom, your knowledge to every single one of the listeners tuning into this amazing fucking podcast. Thank you guys.
Boom.
Paranoid Radio.